fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here. And now, whenever we last left off, with this series quite a bit of things have happened. Deku has learned he has a little sister. Because of Hasashi's sleeping around, after leaving Inko, quite a bit of things have happened. One of the many women Deku has called, they were at least able to be civilized about the matter. They talked to Deku and answered his questions. And they even did reveal to Deku that yes, he has a little sister. And that she is her mother. Now, Deku, his mind raced with this idea. He has a little sister. Blood related through Hasashi, the man he despises. And it's just kind of strange to him. He thinks about it. What if Hasashi never left? Would his little sister still exist? Maybe. But even then, there's growing up that way then. Not as much troubles, not as much struggles. More family? He could have been a big brother to her. And Mom, she could have had it easy for once. She's only able to enjoy her life now because of the money Deku gave her. However, in that possibility, she'd be happy. She'd not have those bags under her eyes. She would spend more time with him. She wouldn't have been as tired. His mind, it just couldn't help but play tricks on him. After Deku confided in Mirko about this, she did actually reveal to Deku about her family. They're very strict. They have lots of rules. They don't take her seriously, and they wish for her to be more girly. She couldn't really be herself around them. And because of that, the moment she was able to leave, she took it. However, now this is coming up, she does feel bad. Now then, with that, a few things would happen from here. Well, Deku, he does actually contact his assistant, along with even his sister's apparent mother. His assistant does start to set things up. The two, they do want to meet after holding a brief little conversation over the phone. And Deku at least explaining a few things he's known about Hasashi from the short time they've known each other. The first thing Deku he does reveal to her, which she might already know, is that he is dying. And that he does wish to try to repent for his sins, or the lack thereof being in their lives. Now, she was very curious to meet him. Is he really Izuku Bakugo? Now, after everything was set up, she was able to get a plane ticket and actually go to the town Deku's in, as she was able to actually get a hotel room thanks to Deku's assistant. Now, as that does currently happen, it would take a few days. And as well as in that amount of time, Hasashi spending more time with Deku, you do have Mirko, who she actually does contact her family. It's been a while, to say the least. And she does wish to see how her mother is doing, along with even her little bro. Now, with that, we actually have Deku and Hasashi, who, Deku, he is just staring down at his watch. She was supposed to be here 30 minutes ago. And from what he can tell at the very least, this isn't going good. The two, they ran out of subjects to really talk about days ago. Yesterday they were on the topic of movies and what they have and have not seen, certain genres and many things. And Deku even did ask Hasashi about traveling the world. Hasashi revealed to Deku that yeah, he's traveled the world before. And there was even that. It seemed kind of strange. He's never really left Japan, but his father has. Then again, it does kind of explain the accent. Now, as Deku, he does go to think that you do actually have where somebody do tap on Deku's shoulder, and he does go at least turn over to them. As Deku is very surprised. Now, Hisashi, he does just stare at the young woman standing in front of him, as his mind does actually seem kind of stranged by it. A woman just approached her son, or his son. She's, well, to say the least, a nice looking girl, but that means that she recognized him. She could tell from a glance. Is he that famous? Now, as the person they did actually turn to Deku, and Deku turned to them, he did see this woman here. Now, before I do continue, I really do like this picture. Along with that, well, the person's information is down here. This is not my image, but I really do appreciate their artwork. It's, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but it's something from DeviantArt, and then there is the artist's signature. Now, let me continue. The person, they do actually introduce themselves, as she does say that she is Kelly Kruger. Now, Deku, he actually is surprised by that. Kruger. And there actually is one for Deku that's going to talk back to her, as he does ask in German if she is foreign, or if she is half Japanese and half possibly European. Now, Kelly is presently surprised, sitting down and informing Deku that that would be correct. She is, or her mother is, born in Germany. And then there's actually the fact that she spent some time there and recently moved there as an artist. Now, Deku, he's kind of surprised by that. As the two, they do continue the conversation in German before Hisashi does actually ask exactly what's going on here. Deku turning back to him as both of these two do actually start talking in Japanese. Yes, actually, Dad, listen, you must be Hisashi, correct? Her going to hold out her hand. Hisashi turning to look at the girl. Who is this? She sat down. Is this one of his business partners? Now, Hisashi does reach out and introduce himself. As he does ask, Izuku, exactly who is this? And the girl, she does actually look kind of sad for a second. Before Deku does at least grab Kelly's shoulder and goes at least speak in German. Now, Hisashi's kind of surprised. He knew his son was smart. But bilingual? It's off-putting to him for a minute because he doesn't know what they're saying. Kelly, please understand. He doesn't know about you yet. Really? Why? You never told him? No, I didn't. I never found a good way to introduce myself, really. I sort of screamed at him the first time we met because he was outside of my hospital room. You were in the hospital? Yeah, it wasn't anything serious, but it was just a shock to me since he revealed to me then. Ah, I see. Now, Hisashi, he's staring at the conversation, unable to understand a word, but he can tell by the way they're acting. First she seems annoyed, then she seems curious maybe, and then she's interested in something? It's strange to him. Now, after the two basically go through the motions of, yes, he doesn't know, but at the same time, how can I tell him? It's better for you to introduce yourself and kind of do what he did to me. Now, that's kind of what Deku does say here. However, he puts it in a nicer way. He'd rather like to reveal it in person than try to go through the whole curiosity thing about meeting somebody and talking to basically a stranger who you know is your father. Now, Deku? Yeah. After Kelly, she does at least turn back to Sashi. As she does say her mother's name, there is actually whenever Sashi does go to turn and someone spit out his cup of coffee. As whenever he does do that, Deku does actually look at Sashi. So he knows that one. So, sorry. You, Kruger? You're Kruger's daughter. Yes, that would be correct. Oh, God. I. Wow. Um, how's your mom doing nowadays? Well, she's good. In fact, she just moved back to Japan, or back to Germany from Japan recently. Recently? About 3, 4 years ago? I left Germany, or Japan myself, to go to Germany. I've grown up there whenever I was younger. However, we moved to Japan, and my mother, she seemed to want to find you. She knew you were from this place. However, growing up here was difficult for me. Now, there is actually Hisashi, who, whenever he does turn to Deku to at least try to beg in his eyes for some help with this conversation, Deku, he does just look away while sipping his drink. As we do actually cut to across the street, somebody they were walking by, and they actually were on patrol. They're still somewhat annoyed at physical therapy. After getting through it and trying to build back up that muscle, they still feel a little bit weak. The experience of being comatose for 2 months, it never really did too much good on Ryuko. And you do actually have where she does look across the street. Now, she does actually make out Deku, as he's sitting with two different people here. Now, it's kind of strange, but there actually is whenever Kelly she does go to bring up her hands and at least try to say something to Deku. As the one she can actually, or Ryuko, she does actually see the one go to grab Deku by one hand. And she's somewhat concerned. Deku's there with two strange people. Wait, hang on for a second. Her trying to get a closer look. She somewhat recognizes that one guy. He, well, looks vaguely like Deku. And he's got black hair. Is he the guy Mirko talked about? That's sort of strange. Then again, I don't know. Why is he there with those two and that woman? She just grabbed his hand. Wait, is this? Now, Ryuko, she just stand there for 1 second. Seeing the three interact, it's kind of weird, but this strange family bond these three do share, it seems like it finally does at least start to appear. Granted, Deku and Asashi never really were too much similar or the same at all. However, throwing Kelly into the mix, it does change a bit of things. Well, Deku is serious, but able to be a party animal, you could say, or at the very least, he's able to cut loose a bit and actually be silly. You do have Asashi, who, he's a reckless party animal and he's something else. A certain word that starts with W. Now, or starts with M and has a W in it. Now, there is also the fact that he's just now had to be serious. He's nothing if all at all the opposite of Deku. Well, Deku, he's smart, rich, powerful, and able to stay loyal, you could say. You do have Hisashi, who throughout the years he's been unfaithful many times. He's been careless, he's been reckless, he's been childish. And as you all can tell, he's been a little bit too stupid. Now, it does seem kind of weird though. You do have then Kelly. She seems to be able to be both from what Deku can tell about her. She's a very outgoing person. She's able to be serious as well whenever she talks to Deku, but she's able to be silly when talking to Hisashi. From what Deku can understand from hearing her talk, she has certain hobbies, and then there's her line of work. It is both of those two things what Deku and Hisashi are. Serious, but also fun. Now, it seems kind of strange. It seems like she's the glue they've all been missing. And Mirko, she does actually watch the three do start laughing together. However, she's still concerned about what she did see. Deku, he's introducing his father to a woman? It seems kind of weird. From what she remembers from this point, or if at all you want to call it that, of a relationship, this is something you do. Introduce a girl to one of your parents. That's right, isn't it? She never introduced her ex to her parents, but Deku, he's different though. Sure, the way Mirko met Inko was different, but from what she also does know, this may be Deku trying to get around, like father like son as she does think. And her mind, she quickly does jump over to conclusions. As she does want to call Mirko and understand exactly what might have happened. If the two may have had a fight, if the two possibly broke up, or if Deku, he's cheating on her. Now, you do actually have where she does try to call her friend, who she doesn't pick up the phone. And then there's actually where she does actually want to try to head over to Mirko's apartment to talk. Now, as she does head out on patrol, she does actually go on a bit of a hero mission. As on the way, you could say, or just a small little shortcut away, they could head over to check on their friend and try to talk to them. As we do currently have Deku, or not Deku, Ryuko, knocking on Mirko's door. As she does knock on the door, there is actually one from Mirko. She does answer the door and go to look directly at her friend. As Ryuko, she does somewhat push into the room and try to tell Mirko that they need to sit down and talk. As you do actually have where she does actually go to look and see that Inko's sitting on the couch. Now, it's kind of strange. Why is Deku's mom here? As she is going to turn back to her friend. Listen, Mirko, I need to tell you something. I saw something today I probably should not have seen. However, I'm very sorry. You're going to want to sit down for this, okay? It's a lot to take in. What are you talking about? Listen, I just don't think you're ready to hear it because it would mean this is what I tried warning you about. I told you he might have been this type of guy, but Ryuko, what? What are you talking about? You're just saying nonsense now. Sorry, I'm sort of panicking because I don't know how to tell you. It's just he's like his dad. Huh? What? Mirko, I saw Deku with another woman today. I'm sorry? Yeah, I don't know what to really tell you. They were sitting down having lunch a few blocks away with his dad. Now, the moment Mirko does hear that, she actually does somewhat stop. She seemed to be somewhat confused. Then she just relaxes. Oh god, he's going to die, isn't he? She knew this would happen. Her friend is about to go ballistic. She went quiet. Oh my god, she's numb with rage. Oh god, oh god. She's not qualified to stop her. Wait, she's on duty. Shit, she has to. Okay, Mirko, now before you... Oh, I know. Huh? Yeah, now. There actually is where a voice just chime in. As direction of our Inko does tell Ryuko that her son is actually meeting his sister. I'm sorry, he has a sister? Yes. Now, she just turned back to Mirko. Um, he just found out recently. It's his half sister, really. From what I understand, she's a German, or yeah, she's a German. Uh, um, wait, what? Yeah. Long story short, Hisashi. Hisashi? You know? Oh, I'm so sorry. Um, I, you wouldn't pick up your phone and I panicked. I get it. My phone's charging though in the room. Okay. But I'm confused. You never told me about this. We usually talk. Yeah. I may have been busy. Me and Izu were actually hanging out, and I don't want to hear about it. Not like that. We were working out together. We were spending more time together. We went to go get lunch. That was really about it. Besides, hmm, what? Nothing. Why'd she mumble under her breath? Now, after more of the explanation is given, Deku's sister is currently in Japan after flying from Germany, and she's been staying here to try and get accustomed to things, or at least reaccustomed to things, before meeting her father. And it's quite something to Ryuko. She messed up. She messed up. Uh, sorry, Ryuko. I just panicked, okay? Listen, I get it. It's just my fault for not answering the phone. Now, it does seem kind of weird though. She didn't try to text her. She doesn't really talk to her too much now. It's kind of strange. The two talk every day. And there's the fact that there's a day where she doesn't have her phone on her, where she's been calling her less and less. Sure, she's busy now with her personal life, but she's part of that too, isn't she? Now, it does seem kind of strange. Her trying to change the subject, quickly asking exactly why Deku's mother is currently sitting on her couch. Oh, well, I was spending some time with her while Deku's out. The, Deku's other mother and Masuro and Mitsuki. Oh, Masuro and Mitsuki. While they're out in Bakugo's Katsuki, or Katsuki's, at school, she wanted to spend some more time with me. Yep. Okay, so why? We were going to go shopping pretty soon. Shopping? Yeah, we wanted to, well, see, have a girl's day. Yeah, that. Now, it does take Ryuko by surprise. Is she serious? She never goes shopping. Sure, she does buy new clothes, but Ryuko, her sense of fashion really isn't too much like what she does have herself. It's just strange. Then, what are you buying? What does that mean? Why'd you say it like that? I'm just curious. You're buying clothes and She's going with you? Yes. Okay, but I always want to go shopping with you. Just you never really seem to want to do too much of the things girls usually do. Women our age usually do. I am not really the typical girl, so that's why. And lately I've sort of felt different about it. I thought about it more. Does that make sense? It does, but is it because of him? No. Mirko, she does quickly misread the way that sounded. Did she really just ask that? What are you talking about? What? You're just I I don't know what to say to that. You don't? No. That's just the thing. I feel strange about it all. I like it, but it's just I don't I don't get mad easy around him. You don't. Yes. It's just I feel less stressed. I feel less, angry, much less Mirko. You get it? I kind of do. You're not gun ho anymore. I think you matured. Yeah, okay, but still. That's why she's coming with me. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to shop. So we're gonna go now, okay? We could talk later, hang out later, maybe? Now, this actually does take Ryuko by surprise. She just she doesn't know what to say. Her friend, her little sister, it seems like she's grown up. She's always been so masculine, but she's embracing that feminine side. It seems strange. It almost feels like she's jealous, but she's not. It's interesting though. She's happy for her. She can't really see a reason to be angry towards Deku. Her friend's happy and she's changed. She's just, well, different. It's like she's almost a totally different person. And it does somewhat make Mirko or Ryuko feel just why? Why does she not like him? It just confuses her for a minute, and she's not really comfortable with that. Now, with that being said, she does go to return back to her patrol. As we actually do cut over to the Midoriya family, currently still talking, well, at least with coffee. Now, all of them, they do actually look around. Deku's father, he feels somewhat strange. Not really too sure what to really do. He's happy, but he feels very, very bad. He didn't realize Krieger got pregnant. He knew he abandoned one kid, and that kind of messed him up. He didn't really know what to do. He was young and dumb. That's really all that was. He couldn't be a dad, and he just he didn't grow up from then. Every time he ran into a problem like this, he just ran. That's all he did. He never took responsibility. He just left. When things started getting hard for him, he just abandoned ship. And, well, he didn't realize he did it again. He realizes that there's probably more kids out there. There's gotta be. He didn't realize Krieger got pregnant, so what? One, two more maybe? Three? Five? How many has he caused? He feels guilty. Krieger, she must have divorced her husband. And talking with her, she moved to Japan as a child? Well, 5, 10 years ago, maybe. She was walking home from school. It's just. It's sad. Now, there's actually Krieger. She does feel some. Uh, well, not jealousy, but at least a little bit of that. She's slightly jealous of her brother for being very successful. However, she's also very interested in this. She's heard about him. Even in Germany, there actually is some very advanced tech. However, there is actually what Deku has created an artificial limb. It can feel, it can get warm, it can get cold. It can monitor and feel like a living arm, an organic creation. It's simply strange to her. However much tech or time that took, however much money it took, Deku he achieved it with what she has read to be what they believe to be impossible. It was completely below the budgets that everyone has set up. What Deku created, it just shows his genius. And she can't help but just feel like she's not as successful. It's strange to her. She's heard from some of her friends that siblings, they do compete against one another. But really, how do you compete with somebody like Deku? Especially after knowing him as a famous inventor before, then finding out he's your older brother? It's just, he's rich, smart, talented, and he's very, from what she can at least point out, well put together. Deku, he's no one to really slouch at. She feels like he's done the best he could. It's strange though. It's just, she has this strange feeling and it's kind of hard to explain. And you actually have Deku. Deku, he's just surprised now. Every situation he's thought about in his head, everything he's planned out would go wrong. It never happened. They had a nice family lunch. They actually had a good time. They bonded. They didn't feel like this was forced. It was pretty funny. Deku, he didn't really express this, however. Hasashi and Kelly, they both knew it. All of them, they have similar thoughts. And, almost surprisingly, somewhat similar thought patterns. Now, with that being said, Deku, he's still somewhat, at least happy. He does have more family. And they're nothing like their father. It's relieving to him. He didn't know what type of person Kelly was, but she's nice. Now, Deku, he was kind of scared for a minute though. What would happen if he introduced her to Bakugo? And even Mitsuki and Masaru? They'd probably not really understand it. Now Deku has his own family, his own sibling. It could lead to some misunderstandings. And there's even Bakugo. The two, they fight and they piss each other off, but they're brothers. That's what they do. Bakugo feel betrayed? Would would he just turn on him because he doesn't think he's there for him anymore? It's something he does think about too. But at the same time, he can't help but just want to enjoy this. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed and have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.